Hi guys, how's it going? It's a lot. I'm checking and come back to my YouTube channel. Last week we talked about the habits that make most people broke, and you could earn a lot, but you could end up living paycheck to paycheck because of those habits. You might think that people who don't really suffer financially are the people that don't earn much, but nope. Because even people who look like they have it all together do suffer financially. Having your finances in check is not an easy thing to do. It requires sacrifice, consistency, and commitment. So today we'll be talking about how you can save and invest even when you are not earning a lot. And what we are going to discuss is not limited to people that don't earn a lot. It's applicable to everyone, disregard of your tax bracket. However, the focus is on low-income earners because, to just be honest, we tend to suffer the most financially. Because sometimes it's really that we are unable to meet our needs and also save and invest at the same time. But where there's a will, there's always a way, and you can try to do better even when you are not earning a lot, because honestly, there is always something to do. And if you look at the salary stats, you will realize that most South Africans don't earn a lot, but we have to make the most with the little that we are getting. Because, honey, no one is coming to save us. We are on our own and we have to save ourselves. Let's get into the video, and please remember that none of my videos constitute as financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Now, you need to plan your life around your income. For example, if you earn 10,000, you need to plan your life around that 10,000. Not more. You have to live within your means. And there's what we call a hierarchy of priorities, and this needs to be a thing in your life, especially if you want to get your finances in check. It simply means, what do you prioritize? And this has to go hand in hand with what you know is important in your life, and that being your most basic needs. You need to concentrate on that. This is food, shelter, and clothing at the minimum. And these are the things that you need to survive. So with food, you need to be looking to buy in bulks and in shops where the prices are low, because more than anything, we are trying to save money. The one thing that my friend and I introduced, by the way, I live with my friend, is to buy groceries in bulks for the items that we can and that makes sense. And this honestly has saved us a lot of money. We do this at the beginning of the year. We buy in bulk, and these items will last us 7 to 8 months. Because we buy in bulk, these items tend to be a lot cheaper than when you buy them in small quantities. For example, if you are now going to spend 1.2 in groceries, and if at the beginning of the year you bought some items in bulk, I guarantee you are not going to spend that 1.2 every single month when you do your groceries. You could find that in some months you're going to spend maybe 900, 1,000, and that 200 or 300 that might sound like it's just not much, it can go a long way, and it needs to go into your savings. And with shelter, you don't need to be living in an expensive place. And according to personal finance, your rent expense should be 30% of your income. Only 30% of your income. If you earn 10,000, your rent expense needs to be 3,000. And yes, you can find a place that costs 3,000 or even less. And I do understand that safety is a factor, and most cheap places are not in the safest areas. If you cannot find a cheap place considering the safety, then maybe you need to share an apartment with someone. And yes, rent is ridiculously expensive. Oh my goodness. Rent is made expensive. But I think that you should then try to keep it at least 40%. At 40% at least. Because rent should never be half your salary. Imagine if you're now earning 15,000 and 7.5 goes to rent. That is half your salary, and you are actually spending a lot. And you must learn to be honest with yourself. You need to ask yourself, do your finances allow you to live in the most expensive and nicest place? I mean, you can want nice things, we are not disputing that, but does your pocket allows you? And I touched on this in last week's video, that you need to do things that your pocket allows, and this includes things like rent. And again, if you can stay at home, please stay at home. Honestly, you are not missing out on anything by not staying at home. And actually, you are going to save so much money. I mean, we are here, we are paying rent, and you're like, oh my goodness, if this 5K is going into my savings and investments, in 10 years I'll be a millionaire. But because we have this rent that we have to pay every single month, that comes with your rates, electricity, hey, water, it's a lot. So if you can stay at home, stay at home. Save that rent money, and your future self will be so super grateful. Trust me. And then on clothing, guys, let's be honest, you cannot buy clothes every month. You cannot buy clothes every month. Yes, you love clothes, fine, you love clothes. But given the point you are at, a low income earner, honestly, do you want to be a fashionista, or do you want to get your finances in check and start building that wealth? You cannot do two at the same time, because your pocket does not allow you to do two at the same time. So you only need to choose one. You only need to choose one, hey? And there's an option of lay buying. Maybe you need to do that. And at the end of the day, that clothing item is going to be yours. Either it's a month or 3 months from now, you're going to have that clothing item. But with investing, it does not work like that. If you choose not to invest today and then say, I'm going to start investing 3 months or 6 months later, you are going to lose out on the returns, the potential returns that you could earn if you had chosen to start investing today. With investing, honestly, you need to start as soon as yesterday. So you can't buy clothes all the time. You really cannot. And yes, you do need clothes because you need to clothe yourself, just to like look good. But really every month, given your financial situation, you shouldn't be doing that. Yes, you want to look good because drip is forever, but manage your spending on clothes. And yes, you can have other expenses, because what we spend on is not only limited to food, shelter, and clothes. As long as what you are going to spend on is what is important, you need to prioritize it. Remember that there is always something you can do. Honestly, even if your budget is way too tight, there is something you can do. I am pretty sure that you can free up some money here and there, as long as you can try to save at least 1,000 rand. And trust me, it will go a long way, a long way. Getting your finances in check is the most challenging thing to do, but really you need to start taking those baby steps. You are going to get there one day. You are not going to achieve it in one day, but you will get there. And you need to accept that this is the point where you are, where you don't have a budget, have no savings, have no investments, and you need to start working towards that and get out of that situation so you can be in a better financial position. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.